Hi guys, and welcome to Warren and Melissa Go Riding. As we said last week, we are going to do a little interview with Irma. Irma from Irmfit, bike and massage. And Irma's been looking after Melissa and I for about 2 years now, and Melissa just over a year now. So yeah, from bike fits to massage, sports massage, and yeah, just making sure our bikes are sorted and our bikes are sorted. So we thought it would be quite cool for you guys to understand what bike fit is all about and why sports massages are important for you. And if you watched till the end, we got our first giveaway. So Irma,
hi.
Tell us, why should we do bike fits?
Shoo, why not? Why not a bike fit, right? So first of all, why a bike fit? For me, I'm no pro rider. I haven't got some world champ record or anything. I'm just a normal person that found cycling initially extremely difficult to do, and years and years ago, and I swore I'll never ride again because it was so sore, right? I mean, it just saddle hurts and knees hurt, and
that's what everyone thinks.
And it's just in a crowd, and how do you get your feet in those funny pedals, and then they clip, and then how do you unclip it, and then and then like thin little handles, like road bikes. It's like jittery, and there's a lot of people, and it's freaky. So I thought, fuck it. Anyway, years later, I was introduced to cycling again, and subsequently 8 months after that, someone asked me, what about bike fitting? And I was like, what the hell is a bike fit? Is that sort of something that a mechanic is? And
exactly, yeah.
And to narrow a long story short, someone said, well, what about if you do a bike fit, you won't get any injuries, and then it could be more comfortable. And I said, please explain it to me. Can someone teach me? And with a long journey of lots of people that was involved in sharing their wisdom and their expertise, from doctors, physios, chiros, massage therapists, other cyclists, and cyclists, people like, the old people that have been riding for a long time, they have a memory and a stash of wisdom that please don't disregard it. It's wonderful. But we've evolved into sitting around desks, and everything is computerized and made easy for us. We go to gym and all those things. And bikes are easy because we don't have to use the impact on it. We don't have to absorb the impact. But it's still weird.
Yeah,
it's really weird. It's unnatural movement in my point of view, and we do it for too long, right? You wouldn't go
well,
run.
not in our case. We're a little bit unfit, but anyway.
Yes. But yes, the bottom line is it's not normal, and you want to protect the joints and the ligaments so that you can go back to that main reason of yours why you don't want to run, right? Because it's too hard on your knees. That's why we want to make sure the bike is in the right angle scientifically, so that you don't jam up your knees or your hip socket or whatever. And it could just actually be a little bit more comfortable. So when it's tough, it's just because you chose to be unfit.
Yeah.
Or it's the first time you do a big hill, or the first time you go on Blumenau Trail or whatever. And that's the reason why it's hard, and not because you're fighting your bike's actually helping you.
Cool. Amazing. Melissa, you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to say I can completely kind of relate to that, because when I started riding, we didn't have that bike fit initially. We bought a bike that we thought would fit and kind of fixed up the handlebar and seat to what felt comfortable.
And you were in Takis, right?
And I was in Takis.
And I would never get those funny pedals. Do you remember?
Yes. Clips. Why? It's insane.
No, I ran. I just wanted
leisurely, like weekend warrior type of thing. But it was so.
How good is she on the trails now? Like, this is insane. She's going to teach me how to ride.
But it made the bike fit made such a difference to my riding, and I could feel that immediately just in the efficiency. And it's so weird how, like you say, it's supposed to hurt. It's exercise, right? So your bum's supposed to hurt, or your knees or your legs are supposed to be tired. And then after you get that bike fit, And you ride after that, you realize, wow, my legs handled it so much better. My bum's not so sore. The saddle's right.
Was the changes made and the after money spent? So you get the standard bike, so it's a standard saddle and a standard handlebar and a standard, but it's based on averages, right? So was it worth your while to go take the time? And it wasn't the first time, right? I mean, it took us a few.
Yes, yeah.
Like, what do you think about this? What do you think? Let's try it. Yeah. Was it worth your while to go? I call it the puzzle piece. To go find your puzzle piece. And
100%. 100%.
What was the difference for you though?
It was definitely a comfort level, not just on sitting on the bike and pedaling, because it wasn't sore anymore. That's for sure. It was an efficiency level and actually a confidence thing as well. I felt more confident on the bike after the fit because I was in control and I was sitting in the right position. And so I could do what I needed to do.
And did that give you the ability to make the choice to change the shoes and to...
Yes, immediately you feel more confident and then you think, okay, well, if I've got control of the bike, I'm sitting and I can maneuver this thing, then okay, let's give the clips a bit of a try and see. Obviously, when you try clips for the first time, you may fall because it's also an unnatural movement to unclip. But
a little tip with that, I don't know if you guys know, but put yourself against a wall and just wiggle your foot side to side with your shoe and your pedal just to get used to the movement before you go out on the road and fall over like I did.
Yeah. Well, here's another tip. Just on your pedal. So here's on the, I don't know if you guys can see, but on a pedal, most pedals have a screw with a plus and a minus on the one side. So turn it all the way to the minus. So that means it's at its loosest. So if you're very new and you're very scared and you want to show everyone you're not a wuss, just make sure it's really loosely set. And if the cleat is set properly, then you won't battle to get your foot out.
Okay, awesome. Irma, bike fit in a minute. What is the process? Like how someone comes in here, they bring their bike, you look at them and you go, you shouldn't be on a bike, you should be on a bike. What is the, just a quick little, I measure your angles.
When you come for a fit with me, I'm not normal, apparently. But with me, your history is very important. So I want to understand where your aches and pains are, why it is there, what happened to you, even if it's not a problem anymore. Like you can't even remember you twisted your ankle when you were 4. I still want to make a little note about it so that we can respect it. And then I want to check, how do you move? Okay, so what are the basic movements that will involve cycling? How does your leg go up and down? How does your arm move to reach the handlebar? How can you look up because you complain about your neck space or spinal flexion, all those things. And I'll try and see where is the most comfortable, where are you not irritated? And then the goal is to use the science of the bike fitting methodology and take the range of motions, because that's the biggest thing for me is what is your range of motion versus the length of your arm, and we have to bring those two things together in conjunction, is that the right English word, with what bike have you got. So and then choosing your bike, choosing the frame size is very difficult, guys. Please don't look at words. That's another thing. Some of you have been asking questions about frame sizes. It is very difficult to choose the frame size because it's brand related. It is the type of bike. What are you going to ride? What is your style? What do you want to achieve? And then you're going to choose the brand, right? And then
every brand's different.
And then you're going to go, okay, but how tall are you? So height is one thing from head to toe. So it does contribute a tiny little, it does help. But your legs are still the two things that has to move in a circle. So the frame is 100% based on how long are your legs. Okay, so I have really short people with really long legs that sit on extra large bikes with a ridiculous short cockpit, and really tall people with really short legs that sit on a large bike. So please don't look at words, don't get confused. It's about getting to see how your leg fits into the triangle of the actual frame, not how long the stem is, all those things. So that doing the whole body assessment helps me understand how to make sure the frame is the right size, which size saddle do you need, that's a literal thing. What saddle will be more comfortable? I don't know.
Yeah.
No one knows. It's something that you feel.
It's personal
But
preference,
it's very, very important to go through that absolute inconvenience of finding the comfort one that you like.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's taken me 4 years to find the saddle that works for me. So you can imagine 14 saddles later. It's a long
And
process.
a very expensive process.
Yeah, and
too.
then once the fit is done, it's not done and done. It's time. You have to give the muscles time to adapt to the changes, whether sometimes it's a bad habit for a long you've been doing this for 3 years or you've been doing it for a week. So the shorter that you've done it, the easier it is to amend. But you have to give it time, and then you have to tweak it, and you have to get more acquainted with your bike and your body and be more truthful, right? And then you tweak it, and then it becomes little, tiny little movements, excuse me. But it's never, I always say, 70% of the pain, negative feelings that you have on your bike is your bike's fault, 30% is you. And if you can distinguish the two from each other, you can always look at your bike and go, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, can I fix this?
Yeah. And because it's supposed to be fun, it must always first be fun, regardless of how difficult it is. So we love challenges, but we also want to have fun while we do it. So I hope that answers the question.
No, 100%.
It's not minutes, but anyway.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure everyone got a better understanding of what it is. And then I think one of the people on the Facebook page asked, so if they had to buy a bike, would you rather buy a size too small or a size too big? Or should you buy neither?
It's like, buy the right one.
The answer is neither. Again, it would depend on how borderline are you between the two sizes. And then it really depends on whether your femur is the shorter part of your leg or your tibia. So if your femur is the shorter part, you can go to the smaller size. If your femur is the longer part, which I'm not talking in here, then you need the bigger size because then so it gets a little bit technical. But I can't. Wat is kan nie genoeg dit uitdruk hoe belangrik dit is to have the right size frame.